Hello everybody, today I wanted to share with you my March favorites. It's kind of like gonna end up just being like a review of my Ulta. I had an Ulta haul. Yeah, it was my Ulta haul. It's kind of just gonna end up being like a review of all of that stuff and maybe a couple of other things. One other thing. Anyways, I'm gonna get started with probably the product that I am most impressed with, and that is the L'Oreal Paris True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. And I got the shade W2. I just pointed to it like you could really make that out. It had a name to it. Oh, it's Light Ivory. Okay. So W2 Light Ivory. When you open it up, it has a nice mirror on the inside. I really think that's nice. This whole packaging is lightweight, even though it's very thick. It's lightweight. You open it up, you have your mirror, you have a little pad sponge thing, which is really soft, but I'm never going to use that. You remove that, and then you can get access to the little flip that open, and then you have your sponge. The brush that I've been using with this is the It Brushes by Ulta, or for Ulta, the Velvet Luxe LBD foundation brush number 302. And I just kind of press this in there and then just kind of dab it all over my face, and it works really well. I am super duper impressed with this foundation. A lot of people had been talking about it and raving about it, and I'm really disappointed that it took me so long to get it because it's amazing. For the fact that it's a drugstore foundation, it is just amazing. It gives great coverage. It's not high coverage by any means. And I feel like I tried to build it up one day and it worked okay. So I would consider this a light to medium coverage. It's enough to like start to even everything out, but it's still very natural looking. It's not very heavy or cakey or anything. And this color actually ended up being a really good match for me. Which is pretty impressive because all you have to go off of is the color of the sticker right here. That's the only indication you get of the color. And I think it works really well. I'm wearing it today. Hopefully it doesn't look terrible on camera, but I have really been impressed with this foundation. I cannot stop talking about it. I love it. If you have not tried it, you need to go pick it up because it's definitely worth it. I feel like this is going to be such a really good summer foundation, especially for like work, something that I can just throw on really quick and go, and it gives me enough coverage to get through the day and feel comfortable, but not like over the top amount of coverage, and it's quick, which makes it a lot better. The other foundation that I had gotten with that same purchase was the Physicians Formula one. I haven't used this in a little bit, like in a week or two, probably just a week, but I do really like this, and I definitely wanted to mention it. It's called the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Cushion Foundation, and it's in the blue packaging. I don't think there's anything else by Physicians Formula that looks like this. When you open it up, you have the mirror, you have another pad, very similar, not quite as soft as the L'Oreal one, but still, it's there. I probably just shouldn't even keep it in there, but whatever I do. And again, you have another cushion foundation, and same thing, I use the brush to apply it. What I really like about this is that it has SPF 50, and I just think that's amazing in a foundation. That's crazy. If you apply a moisturizer with a little bit of a moisturizer with a little bit of SPF, I was going to say a moisturizer with a little bit of foundation, that definitely does not make any sense. And then put this over top of that, you have an incredible amount of SPF on your face. Now, like I said, I haven't been using this too much because I feel like it's a waste if I'm not going to be outside. So if I'm just going to work, then I have just been using the L'Oreal Cushion Foundation. I'm sorry, I have like a fuzzy. You know how when you get like a little fuzzy and tickles? This I feel like is just going to be perfect for days when you're going to be out in the sun. Even just a little bit, this is going to be perfect for giving you a little bit of extra protection from the sun. The color that I got is a light medium. There was a lighter color and a darker color. There were only, if I remember correctly, there were only 3 shades in the range, which is probably the worst downside. This applied really well. It gave, again, pretty much the same kind of coverage as the L'Oreal one, you know, a light, kind of medium, I don't really know if you could call it medium, kind of coverage. It was enough to just give you a nice base. It's not sheer by any means, so I would say light to medium. And this looked really well. It was a little bit dark on me, so I think this is going to be better once I do get a little bit of color. Sorry, I just had to sneeze, lost where I was, but I feel like this is going to be a really good one. We are going to the beach later this month, and I will definitely be applying this foundation that day, and I'll just, you know, do my best at blending it down my neck. And again, I've been using the same brush. This brush has been working really well for like dabbing it into the cushion and then just blending it out. So I've really been liking those two foundations. I was really impressed with those. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is also from Physicians Formula, and it's the Butter Bronzer. I have really been liking this. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it's just a bronzer, and I don't know, I don't have that much to say about it. I have not used the sponge that comes in the back. I was trying to open it up, but it opens up like so. You have a mirror back there and a sponge, which that mirror, I don't know, I guess it is kind of convenient. You can fold it up into the top and then use the mirror, you know, kind of like that. This one's a bit heavier than like the foundations though, but I've been using the this is also a favorite, I'll talk about it now, the It brushes for Ulta. This is the Velvet Luxe Soft Focus Sculpting Brush 315. I just got this as well along with all this other stuff from Ulta. I've really been liking this, especially for putting on bronzer. I feel like because it's thinner, is thinner the right word? I think the thinner. I can get really like right into my cheekbone crease, and I like that it's angled, which I don't know, I just kind of like that. And then I will lightly take bronzer, this one or the next one, I'll talk about it in a minute, and I will blend it up into like my hairline just to kind of make that look a little bit darker. But this has been really nice for that. I love this line of brushes. They're super duper soft. It's amazing. I love them. Cannot stop talking about them. And the rhinestone. Can't forget the rhinestone. Anyways, this bronzer is really nice. It's just a very light matte bronzer. It has more of like maybe a sheen to it. Maybe like a satin finish. It's definitely not shimmery by any means. This is the light bronzer. That's the color. I know there were some other options, but I don't quite remember what they were. I feel like there was a darker option. And this is definitely very, very light. This is for very pale skin. By the time I do get some color, I probably won't even use this. Oh, and by the way, it smells amazing. It still does. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of that. It smells just like the beach. I love it. Okay. I think that's really all I wanted to say. It's just a very nice light bronzer. Again, I don't know how the darker shade would look. Maybe that would look better if you had darker skin, because I'm pretty stinking pale, let's be honest here. But anyways, the other bronzer that I want to talk about real quick is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. Love this bronzer too. This is a little bit darker. Let me open them both up for comparison. I feel like the Too Faced one is a little bit darker. Yeah, it is a little bit. The Physicians Formula one is quite light. That's why I'm saying if you are much darker than me, even a few shades darker than me, don't pick this shade up. You would have to at least try the darker one. But they both smell so amazing. Oh my gosh. This one smells like the beach. And that one smells like a chocolate candy bar. It just, life doesn't get any better than that right there. Bronzers that smell amazing. I have been using this. I've kind of been switching back and forth between the two, and I like them both a lot. I feel like this one is definitely a little bit darker. You can tell a little bit more when I do have this one on. It has a nice mirror. And again, I've been using that angled brush. I just kind of get a little bit of product on there, blend it out into my cheekbone area, and then I will kind of go back like that just maybe once or twice just to make sure it's blended out, because I don't want a harsh line. And then I'll take it up into my hairline. Today I did use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer on my face, and I really like it. It's a nice matte bronzer. I would say that this one is matte, like matte. The Physicians Formula one has, it's just like a glowy sheen to it, which is nice because especially when it goes with the whole theme, like the butter bronzer, and it smells like the beach, so you want that glow. But it's still quite matte. They're both very nice bronzers, nice for contouring. I really like them both. So I'm gonna stop talking about them now. Okay, I've already talked about the brush, so I'm not gonna talk about that again, but I wanna quickly talk about the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I'm sorry that I keep saying I'm gonna quickly talk about this, and I'm gonna quickly talk about that. I don't know why I keep saying that. This is the shade Light Warm, which seems to be a pretty good match. It's a little bit on the yellow side for me. I put it all over my face one time and didn't look very good. So really all I've been doing is applying this under my eye. It has like a little, I don't know what kind of applicator you call that, but I can, it bends a little bit. I don't know. It has good bendability. You probably won't be able to see that, but I just kind of apply a little bit under my eye and then I drag it out a little bit. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention with this concealer is that I've been using one of two things to blend it in. Whoa. Like really blurry. Try that again. I've been using one of two things to blend the concealer in. One is the Real Techniques sponge. I know they call them beauty blenders, but this probably isn't a beauty blender because it's by Real Techniques, but whatever. I got this a really long time ago. I've been wetting it and then I use it under my eyes. It works. And then sometimes I use the Sigma Precision Flat Angled brush. It's P88. I really like this for under eye because it's angled and it's quite small, so I can really get into the inner corner and then up to my lash line pretty easily with this brush. I have not quite made up my mind which one I prefer using though. I think I might prefer the brush. I think this concealer does better with the brush than the sponge, but I do sometimes use both, or not both, but one or the other. But anyways, yeah, I like this for the under eye area. Like I said, I think because of the shade, it doesn't quite look right everywhere. It doesn't do very good like around my nose. I think this does better with like the oilier parts of your skin. Around my nose, my chin get dry, and I think I put them there, or put this there one day and it didn't turn out very good. So I think this goes better on the oilier parts. I could probably put it along my cheek, along my cheeks, cancel out some of the redness, and it would probably look pretty nice. But again, I got more of a yellowy shade, so maybe I'd pick a different shade next time. I think that was every makeup product. Now I feel like I've reviewed just about everything from my haul. The last thing that I wanted to mention, and I've had this for a little while. Okay, sorry, I paused for the sun for a minute there. I don't know where I was. I was just going to talk about this candle. I've had it for a little while, but I just finally lit it. I like to save like candles like this for baths because that's when it's most enjoyable. This smells just like a man's armpit. That's what I call it. If you want to call it Axe, go for it, but it smells like a man after he's put deodorant on. A man's armpit. Maybe you didn't take that in the right way. After he's put the deodorant on. This is by Mad Darling. It's from New Orleans, and it's called Jazz on Frenchmen. The scent is Oak and Amber. It is 100% soy candle, and it says a 60-hour burn. And that is about all it says on here. I got this from a hammock pack box. I got 2 of those boxes this year, and I did like them. This was one of my favorite things out of those boxes. I really like this candle. And I mean, I barely burned it. I almost burned it enough so that it would melt the top layer, but I didn't even get that far. And I probably had this lit for like over an hour, and it didn't even go that far. I mean, this isn't big either. I mean, I totally got my hand like cupped around it. So I definitely agree that this will last 60 hours. It smells really good. I don't know if you could get this online. I will, let me check and see if, I don't know if Hammock Pack sells the stuff that they put in their boxes or not, but I will try to look around and see if you can get these anywhere. But yeah, I've really been enjoying that candle. I might have to check out that brand. Maybe if they do sell them online, I'll check out some of the other scents, but I do really like this. Again, it was called Oak and Amber. I don't really know if I'd call it Oak and Amber. it just really smells like a man after deodorant or like aftershave or a cologne. That's what it reminds me of. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, that was everything that I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry that this was kind of just like an Ulta review. That's what it kind of turned out to be. There were a couple of things that I left out. Haven't tried the face mask yet. And I decided not to talk about the Stila foundation yet because I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I think I like it, but I wasn't sure if it was a favorite this month, so I decided not to discuss that. But anyways, I have been liking it. I'm not saying I hate it. If I hated it, I'd talk about it. I'm just not quite sure how I feel about it. Anyways, that was everything. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can also hit the subscribe button. That would be great. You can also follow me on Instagram at hairbylizzybug. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and until next time, bye! The lighting's a little bit better today. It's hot as hell in here though. It's been very windy here today. Bye guys.